Hi there and welcome to my studio. I'm Lisa and I run a creative business from home. This is my studio and I have not done a room tour, a craft room tour in years, and I get asked about doing it all the time. I did a really good declutter and sort out yesterday, so I thought, you know, I'm going to do it now, because that's one thing that always puts me off, is that my room never looks perfect. And then I just thought, you know, I'm going to do it anyway, because whose craft room ever does look perfect? It's a place where I work every day, I create in, so there's always lots going on, so I'm just going to share it as it is. I hope you'll enjoy this today. If you have any questions, please do ask. So before I properly show you around, a lot of you are probably familiar with my vlogs and my studio anyway, but this was previously a garage. It's on the side of the house and it leads in from the kitchen. And I started up a business in 2003 making wedding stationery, favours, table plans, photo albums, all that kind of thing. And the business took off straight away and I needed somewhere to work from. So we converted this into my studio space. And then this is where I'd make my wedding stationery. I had people working from me, and we also had an area where the sofa is, where brides would come and visit if they wanted to, and they were able to pick out their stationery and bits and pieces. This is an extended garage. It was extended previously before we moved in. It was on 2 levels and we put it into 1 level. And like I said, it's not perfect, but that's absolutely fine. It's my space and I love it. I'm going to start at the door entrance and I'm going to try and show you as much as possible. If you've got any questions though, please do ask. So this is where we walk in from the kitchen. I try and make every space usable. So I've got a hanger here on the back of the door. I actually picked this up in a charity shop. I guess it's just like storage. And I've used it for my rubber stamps. I forget it's got a back as well. I always forget about that. I don't actually use that side. And for everything that I have a video for, I will link below. So when I decided all my stamps needed organising, that's when I used this. And like, I've labelled them so I can see what goes where, and that makes my life a lot easier. I could do with another revamp. I've been adding to these ones here and they're not very well organised, so I do need to resort them. Maybe I've got other stamps now as well, so maybe it is time for a rejig. Got a piece of artwork on the wall here that my daughter made, and this one here, we are a Disney family. I'll also leave the link to our Disney vlogs, our channel below, Ada and Lisa Do Disney. This is a scrapbook layout that I made. I was designing for Simple Stories many years ago, and that's one of my pieces I made using one of their Say Cheese kits. It could be the original Say Cheese actually. And I used to do a lot of art classes. I've made some huge canvases. This is the easel that I would work from. I've got there. I quite like the clipboards for displaying art. We've got some up the stairs as well. It's quite nice. Here is where I store boxes for my business. And this is my mixed media shelf. It really does need going through. There are a lot of the mists are really dried up. Well, I'm not dried up now, but they don't mist very well. I do need to sort that, and that's something I've been promising myself for a very long time. Here is kind of like my journaling station. I've got magazines, sticker books that have been kindly gifted to me. I've got plans to make more journals from these. I've got various bits and pieces where I've kept, go to Starbucks, picked up a carrier bag. We've got menus. I've got little mini journals. I've got stickers to use, journals that I use as well that are underway, and then various bits and pieces as well. It's a bit of like a junk journaling station here. Again, just there's napkins and all sorts here that I pick up, tickets, envelopes. These are all bits that I used. More napkins here that came through the door and I thought, oh yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, just various printables and things like that. This is full of postcards from my business. I do really need to give that a really good purge. It doesn't even close anymore. Let's continue back over here. This is my filing cabinet. It's lockable. It's got all my work bits and pieces in that need to be locked away. So that's nice and secure. And then this corner here, this is where I keep my scrapbooking albums. As you can see, I've got some like crafty books behind here. I've got my traveller's notebooks. We've got creative lettering. I've got a rude colouring book. I've got various like scrapbooking, sock making things, you know, when you could make sock toys. And I've got some little like smaller albums as well. These boxes, I call these my project boxes. I've got like wreaths that I use at Christmas time, a spare pizza box for if I did want to make another Disneyland mini book. I'll show you that in a moment. The typewriter was Aid's granddad's, which is very, very special to them. And then I've got my scrapbook albums up there. In this one here, I've got, again, just books that I want to turn into journals. I've got bunting, picture frames, all sorts. Really cute. That needs dusting, actually. So, sewing machine. 30 quid from Aldi, and I've yet to use it, but it looks so nice. Louis bought me this as, it really is dusty, actually. Look at that, it's terrible. Louis bought me this, my youngest, as a Christmas present one year. Thought it was really funny, and I thought it was really cute. I love that. And then here, this whole crate, this was a beer crate, plain wooden, oh no, it was white, from Poundland, and I turned it into a mini book holder. We went on a big road trip in 2018, Tennessee, Georgia, where else did we go? Florida, Alabama, and I just turned each segment of the road trip into a mini book, and they all live in there. In the back, I've got a basket of very old stickers and rub-ons, 3 jars, because you never know when you're going to need a jar, and more scrapbook albums. And this is a little bit of a dumping ground down here. That needs to go back in the hallway. Old selfie box from a printer, a mirror that I want to put up on the wall. And this has turned into an odds and ends basket. My daughter was going to give away the basket to charity when she moved to uni, and I thought it would be really handy. Got a couple of like little flowers, like fake flowers. I've got some journaling bits. I've got some ears that I want to add bows, and I want to turn this into a mini book. And speaking of mini books, this is a table from IKEA. It's a big basket table. I bought a separate tray to pop on top. And this is full of mini books that I've made. There are loads and loads and loads from over the years, as you can see. That's where I store them all. I've got tiles under here because you can turn these into coasters with napkins. I've got some spare candles there as well, I can see. Here I've got journals, some finished, some not, and spare papers from my kits. I've also got Friendship paint down there because we started painting the kitchen and then we finished, or we didn't, we kind of gave up. Ears usually live on here, my Disney ears, however we're about to go on a Disney trip, so they are packed. These are the ones I'm not taking. I never update my countdown in here, just because. And then I've got a lot of artwork, mostly that have been gifted to me, which is very, very sweet. And because my business is Lollipop Box Club, I've got Lollipop lights. The mirror there, that has a story to it. After I had my second child, I decided not to go back to work. It just wasn't worth paying for 2 lots of childcare. And I just needed a few hours a week for some extra money. And I started working at the local very posh knicker shop. Very, very expensive knickers. And they ended up closing down, and she was just giving away all the furniture in there. And that was one of the mirrors from the changing rooms. So she gave it to me, and it's been in my room ever since. Did you not know that, Aid? I didn't know that. Sorry, my husband sat in the studio working at the computer. Here. It's all about storage in here. I've got underbed storage under my sofa, and I love my little sofa. I'm really, really happy with this. I did have a big bulky one before that filled that whole space that was a bed sofa. However, it was so infrequently used that I wanted a cute one to go here. So this is where I do all my creating, scrapbooking, journaling on this space here. This is a really old Argos unit. It was originally that colour there, and I painted it with Friendship paint. Inside here is very boring, work stuff, packaging, that kind of thing. Down here the same, all my Royal Mail stuff. I have spray paints, friendship stuff. This is my adhesive box here. I've got a little saw there as well. I've got gesso in there. I keep all my glues, super glue, that kind of thing. And like you can see there, I've got big rolls of sellotape and Royal Mail stuff packaging. I've got the very original Sizzix machine there as well. And all the alphabet dies. I won't be giving that away because it feels really special. I bought that when I started up my business. The top here is actually sticky back wallpaper. It can easily be stuck down. As you can see, it gets very painty. I did wash this down just yesterday, but it still doesn't come clean. And this is also where I put my tripod, and this is where I film when I do my journaling videos. By the way, if you didn't know, I do have a creative channel. It's where I do my journaling, scrapbooking, all that kind of thing. It's called It's Only Paper, and I'll leave the link down below, and that is solely for paper crafts. And all those videos, like I said, get filmed here. I've got a few little bits and pieces. I like to have bits on the side when I'm creating. These are all like vintage little dishes that I found in charity shops. I've got here a DIY book. This is what I made to store stickers. It's very handy and it doesn't take up much space. I really enjoyed making this. This was one of the online classes that I made actually for my Patreon group. I have a basket of hotties. They hold my tripod in place when I'm recording. And then in the window here, I love this coloured display. We've got buttons, they're little spice jars with buttons, and all the larger jars for odds and ends of ribbon, and they come in handy. I also have lots of storage for washi tape. I store mine like that. And then I also store it all in colour in these little dishes as well. And then I've got a few more bits on the top there. The little drawers I get asked about lots and lots and lots. They do need a good clean again. I bought these in Tiger, goodness knows how many years ago. Super, super cheap. They're only like cardboardy ones. And I put some little labels on them. And I keep things like paper clips. I've got book rings, jump rings, lobster clasps, all that kind of thing. Badge clips. And that's where I keep all the little bits and pieces. Here I have an IKEA desk and my little chair. I used to call this my planning desk, however, I don't plan in the same way that I used to, and I very rarely actually sit down at this desk. I've got Aid working in here today, so I might ask him to shift over in a bit, so it will get used then. Here I keep a lot of my stationery. I love the 3-tiered baskets. These were from Cargo, which obviously closed down many, many years ago. They're super handy. Like I said, I've got washi tape up here. They're really sweet. I use pegs sometimes to hang things off. I was gifted some lovely little key rings, and I've got a little mini journal, tiny one there. I've also got binder clips, and I use great big book rings as well to hold the washi. And then here I've got punches that I use regular, and the smaller punches. It's really handy having this station here when I create. A lovely friend gifted me all these inks, which I absolutely love, and it came in this really lovely box, and I've ended up keeping it in there. Here I keep all my pens and pencils. I've got a ceramic holder here that Holly made, my daughter, and I've got a mug here that my youngest bought me when he was 5. My favourite pens to write with are Uniball pens. And then I've also just got odds and ends, hand sanitizer, glue, loads of scissors, rulers, all that kind of thing. Brushos on the top here, got some sequins and a few other bits and pieces. And then I have got my inks. So let's have a look in the drawers. I did a complete declutter of these. This is where I keep all my stationery. I will leave the link down for you to go and take a look, because it really, really did get a good going over. Notepads, this is candles, and then here I've got all my stickies, double-sided sticky tape, and various bits and pieces, 3D foam tape, that kind of thing. Underneath is a mess. I keep work folders, files, and my Royal Mail sacks, packaging, and I've also got all the family photographs from my dad's side of the family. I keep all my papers and postcards and everything for the business up there. And then I love this little area here. I've got planners and I've got my Pepsi, always got a Pepsi on the go. I've got like little clips and things. I love little trinket trays. This is my wax seal kit. I've got like planner clips. I've got stamps. My mum gave me this little tray, tiered tray. I think she thought it was for jewellery. I've obviously used it for clips. Lots and lots of pens because one can never ever have enough pens. And then here I've got my recipe journal, another little journal, and my smile journal. And then I keep my twine in here as well. And then up here I've got a fake plant, some little piece of art that I've been gifted over the years, hole punch, and these are all my tools and things like that. I just realised I knocked these down earlier. Let's pop these back up again. Double-sided sticky tape and some of my favourite EK Success punches. And then in here it's work stuff, stickers, and excess bits and pieces from kits. Lots and lots more storage up here, all kits bits. I have a subscription business selling monthly kits, so that's what all this is about. Stock, postcards, and then my beloved art trolley. I love this thing so much. I've got sketchbooks under there. I've got watercolour pencils, brushes, binding kit. Just about everything is on here. Markers, all different kinds of markers, Inktense blocks. I've got paints, different pens, watercolours, loads and loads of bits and pieces, all the nice things in here. I've just noticed all my... I need to make these again. I did really like making the wax seals. I should do those again. They were fun. Excess stock there that I need to find homes for. Aid's left my studio now, so that's where I keep all the upcoming month's stock as it starts arriving. Got a couple of printers, and these are kits that I'm currently working on as well, and my social media planner. And then in the corner here, more stationery for when I'm at my desk, as you can see, and some artwork. And I've got a Mac and I've got a PC with a couple of monitors, and that's where I keep my planners as well. I keep underneath, I keep my trimmer. I've got a scrapbooking tote from when I used to go on crops, and that is filled with vintage scrapbooking paper. Very, very old stuff. Printer, stationery underneath. I've got fabric, I've got tags, I've got a sewing basket, a little desk air conditioner, and then 2 baskets of very large punches. And then underneath I keep my laminator, glue gun, and heat guns, screwdrivers, and mini trimmers, glue sticks, all that kind of thing. And this one holds all my stencils. I have absolutely loads. We will not look down the side of the desk because that's an absolute mess. But here I keep scrapbooking papers, trip planners from planning trips, various journals and bits and pieces. Again, I will leave the video to when I did this as well. I've got notebooks, I've got stickers, I've got travel guides, and then stock gets stored in those baskets there. My desk was actually originally brown as well. It's a big IKEA corner desk. I do also have a video of that. I gave it a complete DIY job using Frenchic paint, painting it, and I am so, so happy. I did it with some other furniture in my room as well. So again, I've got a whole list of studio makeovers. So I will leave all those videos down below for you. There's a whole playlist of them. These baskets also hold more stock, bags, envelopes, tags. The same in this storage basket. This is an area that needs redoing. By the way, I've got drawers that need sorting out. It's all paperwork. That all needs sorting, camera equipment, that kind of thing, ink cartridges. Here is more the kind of thing that my business used to be about. I used to make lots of like little charms and things, paper clips all live in there. I could really do with repurposing the contents because it doesn't get used as it used to. Lots of gems which don't really get used. There's stamps that sell in my online shop, and the rest are all planner clips that sell in my online shop as well. I need to give that all a good tidy. This was an old wooden box which I covered in a map, and that's I think it's, you know, I haven't even looked in here for ages. I think it's all like embellishments. Oh look, I should go through this. That's all like vintagey bits. There's some really cool stuff in here. Yeah, I don't know actually what's in there. I think this one is dried flower, oh not dried, paper flowers, like the old Prima flowers that you used to buy. Yeah, I should go through a lot of this stuff. I've got paper bags, I've got art bits and pieces there, and a scoring board. This is all, again, project stuff, bits and pieces, and the same in the basket below. Got a little bed here for my dog. This is all washi tape for my shop. And then I've got Happy Mail that's been sent to me as gifts. I've got more vintage bits and pieces. When I say vintage, I mean scrapbooking stuff from like 20 odd years ago. Wool and more other nice bits and pieces. Lots of L Studio. I've got chic tags, all sorts of bits and pieces in there. And this is all wool, string and paper bags. Down the side here, I keep like vintage music paper, vintage maps, atlases, and lots and lots of gift bags that have been given to me, which I then repurpose. I really need to give this area a sort out as well. This is another gift from my son, which lights up, and this is another dusty area. A lot of vintagey bits and pieces. I've got flare buttons here, whoops, and just, oh, I used to wear a lot of jewellery in my sort of 20s and 30s, so I've got loads of bracelets and necklaces. And here is just full of vintagey bits and pieces, which I need to go through. I might actually do that in an upcoming video. Let me know if you'd like me to go through all my old stash. That could be a really fun video actually. I've got a lot of stuff and I don't even know what's there. I just know I've got like a little mini suitcase there. I've got baskets. I didn't even know that stuff was up there in the drawer. I thought it was just the paper flowers. I might actually do a video going through my old scrapbook tote as well, because I know I've got like really old scrapbooking papers. I might actually do that. Let me know if that does sound interesting to you. This here is one of the newer areas in my studio that I have completely fallen in love with. This whole storage area is for the upcoming kit I'm working on, but then this here, I turned this into a scrapbooking area or a journal area that I could just leave my journal out if I was in the middle of working on it. I've got here some kits or like collections. This was the old top of the nappy box from when Holly was a baby. Holly is now 23. And I just keep all bits and pieces in here. I've got a little Poundland basket that I painted for alphabet stickers, and I've got cardstock here, a couple of completed travel journals, and these are DIY journals that I've made. These are all on my journaling channel. They're what I'm currently working on. And my beloved selfie printer, the best thing I have ever bought in my studio, I think. I love that thing. And then in here, this was also a DIY jobby doing in here, painting it. In here I keep, again, just lots and lots of bits and pieces for journaling. I keep all my tissue paper for my business, and this is Happy Mail that's been sent to me to use on my journals, and these are scrap baskets, and there's various other bits and pieces behind there as well. And finally, this area here, I keep my trip planning on the top there on a big board, and then I've got stamps. That is a dish that I bought in Turkey before I had my kids. I really loved that dish. And then this was a gift from my friend Alex. I've got various other little gifts that have been sent to me. I've got rollers for paints, old paintbrushes. I love these Kaiser paints, they're amazing. and I bought that to go in here as well in my brand colours. Paintbrushes, pens, pencils and M&Ms. And my favourite candle. And then here, this is all various things. Again, I did a complete do-over of these drawers, so I'll leave those links below. Stamps. More stamps. This is all journaling supplies. This is my Disney and travel drawer. This one is die cuts. Wooden pieces, acrylic pieces, and all like new that I haven't actually opened. Die cuts and bits. Trinket trays were at the back as well. More bits and pieces. This one is all mini notepads. To-do lists. These are all really cute actually. And little mini. This is all here. Mini post-its. And then these are all stickers from American National Parks. Or are they just national parks in general? I don't know. Library cards. This is where I keep all the die cuts that sell on my website. Stickers that I sell on my website. And some mixed media bits as well. And then other bits I sell on my shop. Washi tape, other bits and pieces. So when you place an order, this is where I pick it all from. Little cello bags for kits, little mini notebooks that I sell, and the rest is all ribbon in those 3 drawers. And I think that's it. I think that is a complete tour of my studio. I'm sorry if that's gone on for a while. There's a lot to see in here, but I love my space. I love it so much. Like I said, I've had it since 2003. A dedicated craft space. Even though it's my workspace, it's where I do what I love. I absolutely love to scrapbook and journal, and it makes me so happy. So this space makes me feel happy as well. I just love it, and the novelty of having it has never ever worn off. I love it that much. Let me know if you have a dedicated craft space as well. I would love to hear. And what kind of space do you have to create in? Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you have, and please do subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more videos from inside my craft room. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.